from Workspace Admins. Today we'll take a look at how to promote a domain alias to a secondary domain using GAM. So I already have a Cloud Shell open here with GAM already installed. So I'll just do GAM print domain alias, if I can spell it correctly. So we have workspaceadmins.org, so the default domain alias here that Google creates for you, and a second alias.workspaceadmins.org, which is set up as a domain alias to workspaceadmins.org, which is our primary domain. So I'm just going to look up some records with that alias. So typically, most organizations would have an MX record set up. So we'll assume that is the case for us. So we can run through some of the pre-steps. And obviously, we'll have the DNS verification records here as well. So we are managing our DNS using Cloud DNS. So I'll just have this TXT record open here so we can just edit it. So here we'll first start creating a Google Sheet, or we'll just create a Google Sheet here, sheets.new. And I'll just, name is not important, but I'll just give it a name, Workspace Admins Video. There it is. So right now we have sheet 1, and then we'll be creating some additional sheets using GAM. So first thing that I'll do is GAM print users. Actually, I'll do GAM domains, workspace admins.org, print users to drive, and I'll get the file ID here. Cloud Shell, and I missed TD file ID, which is the ID of the file, and then I need to specify the sheet name, TD sheet users, TD update sheet. So this will create a new sheet with users and update it. So as you can see, new sheet is created. So we have here every user with the workspaceadmins.org domain. So we'll do the same thing for groups. So GAM print groups, email match pattern, and I'll use a regex here. So dot is any character plus is one or more. Workspace means. So you don't necessarily need to escape the period, but I'll just do it for the sake of being correct. Workspaceadmins.org. To drive again, TD file ID. I'll just copy it from here. TD sheet groups, this time TD update sheet. So if I go here, we can see that all the groups on workspaceadmins.org is there. And finally, we'll also create a sheet with the aliases here. So we'll do GAM print aliases, and we'll do email match pattern again. And we'll use the same alias, plus at workspaceadmins.org to derive TD file ID, paste, oops. TD file ID, TD sheet aliases, TD update sheet. So email match pattern is not the valid syntax. So let's just take a look at the actual syntax here. So let's refer to the wiki. So I'll do alias here. So we are displaying aliases. So GAM print aliases. So we are doing the domain. So let's do that. Or let's fix our command. workspace admins.org. So we have this here. So we have all the targets here. Workspace admins.org, workspace admins.org. So the reason for creating this sheet is so that we can manually create the aliases after. So I'll just do an alias here. So I'll just copy, I'll just copy this, paste, and I'll do Command F here. And we'll do workspace admin.org. And I'll do alias.workspace admin.org. So a specific range, replace all. And I'll do the same thing here, alias. Oops. Bear with me. I'm on a new Mac. And I'm a Windows user. So that's done. And the last part is the, so target will remain the same, but we'll need to create a secondary alias here. So I'll just call alias2 as an example. So I'll just do copy, copy, paste, search and replace. Replace all. So our spreadsheet is now created. And now we'll go over to the admin console. So I'll just go to the routing page, assuming that we need to make sure that messages are routed as soon as the domain is added back. So I'll just go to routing. So it is under actually routing. So alias redirection, I'll just call it so inbound messages and internal receiving. So anytime a message is received, we want to modify the message, change route. Actually, we'll just replace envelope recipient. So we'll replace that with workspace admins.org, or replace domain with workspace admins.org. So we'll do users groups, or actually we'll do unrecognized. So we'll do it for envelope recipients pattern match. So what we are doing is anytime there is a undeliverable message to this domain, we are replacing the domain with workspace admins.org. So I'll just check the syntax here, or regex here, alias.workspace. So it's a match. So I'll just go ahead and save that. So now the final part is to delete the domain alias and add it back. So let's go back to Cloud Shell. Or what I like to do is generally prepare GAM commands in advance. So let's do that actually. So we can just copy and paste it. So alias users, alias groups, aliases. So GAM CSV G sheet. My username is Brian at workspaceadmins.org, but that should be pre-filled, but I'll just type the full email address here. And then spreadsheet ID users, GAM create alias, target email. So again, if you are using bash, you don't need quotation mark, but if you're using ZSH, you will need quotation marks in here. So something to watch out for, especially if you're on a Mac. And CSV, well, just copy the first command here, so we can just replace some string in here. So we are now reading from the groups. GAM create alias. Alias is the same. Target is this time is email. So lastly, for aliases, Google does not support updating or creating or deleting aliases concurrently for a single target. So we need to slow the API calls down. So we use GAM loop here, G sheet. So the sheet name is aliases. GAM create alias, and we called it alias2. And target is, I believe it was target, or double check here. So target, yeah. So those are the commands that we need to run. So let's go here and delete the alias, then delete domain alias. So now that's deleted, and then create domain. So this may usually take a few minutes. You just need to keep trying it. Sometimes flushing Google's cache helps. Google flush DNS. And I'll just keep doing that here. There we go. We didn't have to do anything. Then create verify. That was that workspace admin.org. So this is where creating the or flushing the cache might help. Actually, it looked like DNS is managed on Google Domain. So I have it pulled up here. So let me just go back and grab the record again. So expected record is this. And I'll update this record here. Save. And it's successfully updated. And I'll go ahead and refresh this page here. We run the command, and domain should now be verified. And we'll just run through the commands that we prepared here. So we'll alias the existing users. We'll alias the groups. And finally, we'll create secondary aliases for the users who had aliases. So this is how you might go about promoting a domain alias to a secondary domain. So the steps are to first create a list of your users, groups, and aliases, prepare your sheet, and prepare some GAM commands to run so that you can create aliases for users, groups, and aliases for those users who had other aliases on the primary domain. We'll share some of this in the video description, and we'll also provide a link to the notes from the field document that we have. If you have any questions, leave us a comment below. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, you can also email us at team@workspaceadmins.org. Thank you.